What up YouTube, Darthub coming at you with another video in my farm series. I have been requested multiple times now to remake my iron farm in a regular texture pack. So here we go. So we're going to go ahead and start with the collection system. So then we're going to come out of that top chest one, and then we're going to put a temporary block on top of the chest. And we're going to run a hopper into it with one out. We're then going to take another temporary block and place it off to one side of that hopper. And I think it's going to be the other side. Yeah. So then we'll place a hopper into it. And then down below on the opposite side, we're going to place another one with a hopper into it. And yeah, then we'll place blocks here, 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 there, and there. And you guessed it, we're going to make a filter with a comparator here, dust, dust, a repeater here, and a torch here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come out this way. So then there's going to be a hopper facing that direction. And right here at this block, that's going to be a dropper facing down. So I'm going to get down here and face it like so. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to lay out some framework. We're going to put a block there, one down, one up, with one down on the side of it. Block, 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 block up. And on these blocks we're going to place a comparator, a repeater, dust, 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 repeater. Just like that. And what that's going to do is anything thrown in here is going to get spit out down below. And then what we're going to put down below, we're going to block that completely off. And then we're going to place some lava in there and block it off. Alrighty, so from here what we're going to do is we're going to come over to this hopper right here. We're going to take some string. I'm going to place one piece of string in each of these. I'm going to place 18 pieces of string in this one. It'll stop at 18. One will go in there. The rest will have filtered into here and spit into the lava. From this point, we're going to come out from that very top hopper there. 1, 2, 3, like so. And then out of those three on either side, we're going to place one just like that. Then we're going to take some solid block. I use glass so you can see into there because that's going to be your kill chamber. I'll cover that one. And we'll just surround this guy. Now, here we're going to take campfires. I'm going to place those. I'm going to take string. I'm going to place those on top of the campfires. We're going to do this on top of all of the hoppers. Next, we're going to go ahead and raise this here. I think we'll go ahead and raise this 3 higher, so total of 4. And this top one, I'm not going to have as glass on 2 sides. I'm going to have it as a building block on those 2 sides. Actually, yeah, I believe that'll be the wrong side there. So like that, and then glass on these sides. Okay, then we're going to come out 3, like that, and 3 on this side, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill this in. Okay, so I went ahead and added some light as well. Then we're going to go ahead and do like I said, and we're going to wrap this thing all the way around, and we're going to raise it by, I want to say 4, and then we're going to start placing our platforms on top of that. Okay, so now that you've got your wall raised by 4, we're going to go ahead and place temporary blocks on these 5 spaces, and we're going to place some fence gates along those. We're going to open all these fence gates, and we are then going to remove these temporary blocks. Next, we're going to grab water. We're going to place water here, here, and here. And then we're going to fill these 3 and these 3. Do not fill these 2 because you'll get stuck right here. But the way it goes now, anywhere you land in this, you will be in the kill chamber. So next we're going to go ahead and place 1 layer of blocks on top of that, and they can't be glass, they have to be something that mobs can spawn on. So a solid block, just like so. From this point, what we're going to do is we're going to take solid blocks again. We're going to come out on each side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to fill that all in. Alright, so I added some light. You don't have to do that, but I did. Next we're going to come to the corner here. We're going to come up 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can remove those. Those were temporary. And we're going to go ahead and do a ring all the way around this one down here. So it would be 7 in the middle on each side. So every side. The square is 9 by 9 that we're making. The hole in the center is 7 by 7. If that makes any sense to you. But then we're going to do the same thing up here. We're going to go ahead and out 7 on each side and then fill it in. Or you can just ring all the way around and then fill it in. It's up to you. Alright, so I illuminated the top one just like I did the bottom one. Next, we're going to go ahead and come around with our glass. And we're going to place like this. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure you do not have a solid block underneath this glass. Golems can spawn inside the glass like they can spawn inside air. So if you have a block there like that, they can spawn on top of that inside the glass and they'll get stuck. Same thing with stairs and slabs. You place those here to make it look pretty, and golems will spawn on them. They will get stuck. Cats, I don't think cats will, but golems definitely will, and they'll get stuck. The same thing happens with obsidian. They can spawn inside of that. They can spawn inside of redstone blocks. They can spawn inside of top slabs. So something to think about. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and raise the level of this wall all the way around. You can leave a gap inside here, but make sure you have this at least 3 high. Otherwise, mobs can get out of the farm. That can affect rates. And then you're going to come 3 above this platform as well. That's 2, 3, and you're going to do that on all sides all the way around. Alright, so with that, we're going to come in here and we're going to go ahead and make our villager cell. So find the middle block. We're going to come down, 2, into, and then we're going to make this out of glass. It's going to be 3 wide. 3 like that. And we want solid blocks on the top. So as you see, it is level with the platform there. And we need something right here for them to stand on. I put a slab. And that's where your villagers are going to go, right in there. Next, we want to go ahead and surround this with temporary blocks. And on these temporary blocks, we're going to place fence gates. And we're going to open the fence gates and we're going to remove the temporary blocks. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to come down here and we're going to take a block. We're going to wrap it like this. So I'm going to take 3 there. I'm going to come down and do the same thing here. 3 across this way, 2 wide. We're going to do that on all 4 sides. Now that we've got these platforms done, we're going to go ahead and place our beds on top of those. And I don't know if it's really necessary to do it in a geometric way, but I've got these kind of symmetrical. I'm trying to keep the village that we're creating here kind of centered. So let's remove these. And from my understanding, you could keep it centered with a bell. I just choose not to have to add a bell here. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our villagers into this spot here. Now, it is important to note that the villagers that you place in here have to accept these beds. So we're going to place 12 villagers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we cap that off. We place a bucket of water in one of these corners. It does not matter which corner. There we go. We're going to start spawning cats. You can go ahead and leave the cats. So if you've got your second platform built above, now is the time to go and do the exact same thing up there that you did down here with the villagers and the beds. I don't know that it matters if you place the villagers first or the beds first. Just make sure that the villagers you place in there are accepting the beds around them. Once that's done, you can then go ahead and place platforms next to the beds, and we're going to be doubling the number of beds that we have. So now that we've got all this in, golems should start spawning. What we want to do is have our water in. So we're not going to put any water on these 2 blocks, but all the way around this guy, every other block up against the wall there, we're going to place. Not these 2, and not these 2, but the rest. Next, we're going to go ahead and in each corner, at the height of your face, you're going to place 1 bucket. Now all the water's placed here. We're going to come up to this one and we're going to place the water the exact same. And our first golem as we come down. Now, something I haven't mentioned yet. Sometimes your villagers will go on strike. For some reason, they just stop producing golems. To me, this appears to be random as to why they do this. And the amount of time that it takes for them to stop also appears random, unless you intervene. Now, if they're doing it and you notice that they've stopped production, you can go up there, you can remove the beds, and you can replace the beds, and watch that the villagers claim the beds that are there. And then, now if you've got it double stacked, you might have to remove the beds of both heights, and you might have to go back and place them in the same order that we already placed them the first time. I know it'd be a pain, but it would probably be necessary to ensure that your farm works good. I haven't had to maintain a double stacked one in a survival world yet. I haven't done it, but it does improve the rates. Double stacking it does not, however, double the rates. I don't know exactly why that is, but it does not. I at one point thought that the double stack didn't really do anything, but Trav said that stacking them worked, and I trusted that he knew what he was talking about, so I went ahead and stacked it again, and I had to get mine to a height of 150 above this one in order for it to work. Some people will tell you that it's 100, but I had to get mine to 150. Same thing at the very beginning. When you're trying to make this, you have to make sure that you are at least 120 blocks away from any village, maybe even more. Some forums will tell you that you have to be 60 or 50 blocks away, something. Some will tell you you have to be 100. I have personally seen 120 before. People have told me that they've done it with a village 100 blocks away and it worked just fine. I don't know why it decides sometimes, hey, I'm going to work, and sometimes I'm not. But that seems to be the case of iron farms right now on the PS4. I still have not gotten the second golem. This one over here has a golem in it right now, though. And over the course of an 8-hour period, I got about 8 full stacks. So even if they did go on strike, it still gave me a stack an hour. Okay, so if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you liked what you saw, go ahead and subscribe. So check out my playlists as well. I sort all my videos in there. You can find them more easily. And catch you on the flip side. Peace.